Assalamu alaikum. So, I wanted to come on. Sorry, I'm trying to fix my camera. All right, I wanted to come on real quick because I wanted to update you guys from yesterday. So, this is what I get for talking about my husband. Assalamu alaikum. I don't know if I said that. And Juma Mubarak. So this is what I get for talking about my husband yesterday. So remember yesterday I was talking about how I hate when you break fast and iftar dinner is late and then you're eating like an hour after, so you're like basically fasting for an extra hour. And I got off of the live yesterday so that I could go cook dinner and have it done on time, which I am really particular about. So if you joined me yesterday, you know that I went on a little rant about that. Well, I did not have iftar ready on time because it was so crazy. So this is a silly story. It would be silly any other time, but since we in quarantine and we literally have no excitement, it's like the most excitement we've had in 8 weeks. So here is the thing. Oh, today is Thursday. I said Juma Mubarak. See, I told y'all yesterday I'm in a time vortex. Today is Thursday. It is? Yes. Yeah, it's Thursday because I'm doing an IG takeover for 30 Days of Eid IG at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, 2 p.m. Central Time. But let me tell you my crazy story. So, yesterday, after I finished talking to you guys, I went inside and I was getting ready to cook dinner. Then my husband comes up and he just nonchalantly walks by and said, "Oh, there's a cat in our basement." Bruh, we don't have a cat. I would love a cat. I love cats. And I really do want to get one, but currently we do not have a cat. And so I was like, wow, how did a cat get in our basement? So me and my daughter went downstairs and we're like, Kitty, where are you? And so the cat peeks her head out from behind the furnace and and when she peeks her head out, I recognized her. My neighbor that lives next door to me, her cat, which is normally an indoor cat, got out the house and has been missing for 5 weeks. And so in my mind, I'm like, there's no way this cat's been in this basement for 5 weeks. Our basement is a disaster, but we don't have food or anything down there where the cat could have possibly survived. We don't have water down there. There's no sink or anything, so I'm like, this is crazy. So the cat sees us and then she scurries back the other way. And so in my mind, I'm like, okay, she's healthy because she was moving pretty fast. And I'm like, that's Miss Luann's cat. So I go look in my house for some type of food that I could attract her because I would love to have caught her and then surprised Miss Luann. But then we have no cat food. Obviously, we don't have cat food, but the only thing I can think of was tuna fish, but we didn't have any tuna fish. What else do cats eat besides tuna fish? That's a good question. What else could I have attracted her? So the water's out, and cats are not supposed to drink milk. That's actually a TV myth. Water did not attract her, and I couldn't find any tuna fish. And so I went next door and I told my neighbor, I said, I think Lily is in our basement. The cat's name is Lily. And she was so excited. She got her shoes on. Now, she's supposed to be social distancing, but she wasn't even caring. She wanted to come and get Lily. She got her shoes on and she followed me to the house. And I went in the basement and I was calling her and I was like, Lily, where are you? And so she wouldn't come. But when my neighbor came, that's her human, right? So she was like, Lily cat, where are you? And when she heard her human's voice, then she started meowing. But we couldn't figure out where she was. Well, I guess her scurrying, trying to get away from me and my daughter, got her stuck in a corner that she couldn't get out of. And so we heard her meowing. I literally had to move stuff and step on boxes. And I finally saw her in a corner in a space about this big just sitting there because she couldn't go back out the way that she came because I guess something must have blocked. I don't know how she got in there and couldn't get back out, but she couldn't get back out. So I took the cat food and I put the cat food down so that she can eat. And she was so hungry. She just immediately went into the cat food. And my husband is like, just reach down and grab her. And I was like, but she's going to scratch me. She doesn't know me. I don't know. I'm normally not afraid of cats. But in my mind, at that moment, I was like, I don't want this cat to scratch me. I don't feel like that pain right now. Cats can scratch pretty deeply. So I did not reach down to grab her. So what I did was I started moving stuff out the way so that hopefully she would have space to be able to get out. So we moved a couple of boxes and she said, pew! And she ran right out the basement Bilko doors. I was so mad at myself for not remembering to close the doors behind us so that we would catch her. And I was so disappointed. And of course, my neighbor was super disappointed. But she ran out the door. She was very hungry. She had only gotten to eat about a third of the little teeny cat can. So I knew she was probably still hungry. And so we were going around the yard and we're like, Lily cat, Lily cat. And then we realized like us calling Lily cat isn't going to help because we're not her humans. Her humans needed to call her. So the good news is they put food out on the porch. And about an hour later, she comes up to the porch to eat, and then the neighbor opens the door and she goes back inside the house. So that was a great ending. I felt so bad for her after my neighbor was looking for her for so long. We had put pictures and a missing cat out on our neighborhood WhatsApp group, and it was really a long sad time for my neighbor. I could see how disappointed. She's like, did anybody say that they saw Lily cat? And I'm like, no, sorry. But Les Ann said, normally when indoor cats get out, they stay close to home. We could not find her for 5 weeks. So after she got in the house, she apparently was injured. My neighbor said she has a big spot of fur missing on one side and then another spot missing on the other side. So she's going to take her to the vet today. But, so we think that she probably was injured. She was definitely not in my basement for 5 weeks because she would not have been as healthy as she was if she was in my basement. What we think happened is the last 3 days we've had really nice weather and my husband had been building the chicken coop, and so the Bilko doors to the basement were open for 3 days. So we think that she might have gotten in the basement a couple of days ago and then got stuck in there because she obviously was not emaciated in any way. She was able to run away. She was a little quite hungry. She definitely was devouring the food. So it seems like maybe she had went maybe about 2 or 3 days without eating anything. But other than that, she was fine. So I am happy that she is back home with her humans. And I'm happy that we discovered her in our basement and someone else didn't discover her and try to keep her. So my neighbor has her cat back. And I end up making iftar like 10 minutes before it went out and we didn't eat for like an hour. So when we did eat, we were all very hungry. And I felt so bad because the iftar wasn't ready and my husband is like sitting at the table trying to eat some chips and salsa. I was like, oh. I had water and I grabbed a handful of nuts but it wasn't an extremely long time. But see, that's why you shouldn't talk about people. I shouldn't talk about my husband. I have to apologize to him today. So that is my cat story. And that is like the most excitement we've had in 8 weeks of quarantine. So pretty exciting life over here. Yes, we do. So I wanted to update you guys on that. And because I wasn't going to come on today, I was going to actually come on tomorrow, which I will still come on tomorrow. I will put it on the page so you would know exactly what time, so that we can talk about the Quarantine 15. Quarantine 15, that's what they're calling it. Have you gained 15 pounds since quarantine? I haven't, but I've been very intentional about that. A lot of people have. I think I may have gained 3, possibly 5. I got to get on the scale and see. But let's talk about Quarantine 15 tomorrow, because there are a lot of people who are offering free workouts online, but clicking a like button and sharing the workout, even if you share it on your story, doesn't mean you did it. But yes. Yes, it is a happy ending. Alhamdulillah. And my neighbor got her cat back. Now I have to think about getting us a cat. I want a cat, but I want a cat with a nice personality. Tell me in the comments what type of cat does not shed a lot, likes to cuddle, and is easy to take care of. That is what I needed a suggestion for. What kind of cat should I get this summer? All right? I'll talk to you tomorrow. All right? Assalamu alaikum.